is the, people of the northern extracts, really. You can, like, there's some households in Lagos, like the Oshoji, you say Oshoji Takpa.
Yes.
Meaning that, they have some kind of origin from the Nupe land. We have Abari. Abari is linked to the Borno Emirates and all that. So, you see, for 150 years, about 200 years, if you look through the history of Lagos, the Hausas have always been allies with the Yoruba community in Lagos. If you go to Kosoko, the mosques of Royal Highness are doing something about that, in recent times, just to show history and what all this is about, has been there for like 150 years, and these people have received presidents, Tafawa Balewa, all of them, they've had links to those places. So you see, there's always been that
handshake.
Yes,
sort of,
handshake between the north and the south. And you see, for the Arewa community in Lagos, we've always been in tune with a government that listens to us, that understands our problem. And that has happened all through the time of Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu till date. And if you know, the houses always, or most of the time, vote in block. It's about decision making for us. If we decide that you are our candidate, nothing is going to change that. And the Arewa Support Movement, which I'm a DJ of, is an initiative of the elders, the Hausa elders and chieftains in Lagos. They've come together, deliberated, they've had discussions within groups and everything, and the candidacy of choice. Our president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and our governor, who we believe is still going to come back, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, we've decided that we're voting for him.
What's your analysis of what happened during the presidential election? Because a lot of people, they speak about it in terms of an upset, a shock, a surprise. What's your read?
I think it was a very fair election. It was a reflection of how people really, feel about their candidates at this time. I think there's something going on in the country. There's this need for change, and that is expressed through, like he rightly said, the statistics you see. We've seen places that the increment has not been able to come back, and nobody expected that. We've seen cases where some spots that would expect, this would be APC or this would be this, and we see Labour. So obviously, that spread tells you that it's a change. People are beginning to tell you that they want a change. You understand? And that's what I really think about what happened in this.
That's your read.
Yes.
That is to say, in spite, you've just spoken about the block vote, because I could ask the same question of him. Say, look, you're saying that the Hausa block vote, generally when we've made up our mind, we move. Well, that's probably the way a lot of people would have been thinking about the Southwesterners in the state, but it didn't work out like that quite. And after that happened, there's been a lot of movement, a lot of, reorganizing, re-strategizing. It remains to be seen on Saturday if all of that has worked. Because where was that block vote, during the presidential election, for example?
Well, if you look at the Hausa communities in Lagos, they voted for the...
for the APC.
Yes, they voted for the APC. If you look at Agege, such areas, you find that they voted for the APC. You see, like I rightly told you, like I started with, the Hausas, I don't want to use the word Hausas, the Arewa people.
Because it's more than just Hausas.
It's more than just the Hausas. The Arewa people have decided that these are their candidates. And it's very simple. You go with your interests, people that listen
Besides,
to you.
you say that there's been association. But
yes.
When you look at other ethnicities as well, when you come to the Igbos as well, we're looking at over a century too. It's not as if it was just yesterday.
Yes, I agree with you.
He's speaking for the Arewa.
Yes, I'm speaking for the Arewa. And you see, there's a spirit about Lagos.
Yes.
If you're Lagos, if you're a Lagosian, you are a Lagosian.
Let me crack a joke here. When President Muhammadu Buhari was running under CPC. I'm from Agege. And the family has a compound where you have a lot of Arewa people. They're living without paying rent for years. And when they're
that's the Lagos spirit.
So they keep talking. When it was the day of the election, they said, I can't speak Hausa. They told us that then Buhari was in ANPP. They said it's Masari. I didn't understand what they were saying. They're telling me it's the corn.
Masara corn.
And that for Senate, reps is your people. Then Broom. Then they told us when it comes to governorship, no negotiation. It's going to be a peace. Just like you said.
Yes.
They choose their interest and they express it without fear, but they always vote when it comes to local election. They vote with the local
people. Yes.
People. That's what I said about the national election. The things that shapes the national election is a little bit different. And for Lagos, because of the cosmopolitan nature of Lagos, there are also a lot of individual decisions.
Yeah.
People can really make up their mind. And like I told you historically, you just can't miss it. That is the way Lagosians are going to reward a performing governor
yes,
with a second term. And it's going to be with a wide
margin.
It's not just, this is the way you are seeing it. You know, of course, that view will be partisan because you are not of the PDP, you are not of you are not of Labour. You say it's going to be, there will be a healthy gap.
I'm giving you data. You know,
I know.
Sometimes we
but your projection is
sometimes I'm not projecting based on my thinking. I'm projecting based on pattern. This last election, some of us already knew where those issues may come from, considering the APC presidential ticket and the other party. For example, in 2015-2019, presidential, Amu Wardofin, Ojo, Oshodi Solo, the Solo part of Oshodi Solo, have been tending PDP for some primordial reasons I mentioned before. Now, in 2019, it trended the same way. And in 2023, it wasn't different.
Yes.
What came different was Alimosho, Koshofe, and Shomolu. And I told you there are three main issues. One of the other main issues played its reared its head. Now, when it comes to governorship, if the incumbent governor in Nigeria is not doing good, Nigerians know how to handle it. For example, but specifically in Lagos, we have been fortunate, all our governors, even during military, had always been selected for us to be the best among the pack. So, and because of the education level, cosmopolitan level, diversity level in Lagos, Lagos people have always been in position to determine how to choose the appropriate governor. Don't forget, this same election, Lagos APC won the 3 senatorial seats.
Yeah.
In the same election. By the same, something happened in that election. Go and check the number of accredited voters for the presidential. You know the number? 1271451. Does that ring bell? 1271. Does that ring bell? 451. 1271 was the number with which Ashwaji won this primary election. So it's historical, it's spiritual.
Just so. I want to thank you, Mr. Joshua, for holding on. I wanted Dr. Okwefa to land. Please go ahead now, Mr. Joshua in Irewole.
Uncle Yori, good morning, and good morning to your guests.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
I'm delighted that we are having these conversations in Nigeria right now. And I really want the president-elect to please listen to Nigerians. The real problem we had in the presidential election was the Muslim ticket. The pastors were weaponizing their members against the nation without knowing. Like the youths were taking huge advantage of. I'm in the social media. There were certain political parties that if you don't support them, they will curse your life out and say you will die. Like it was compulsory you vote for them. So that election was radicalized by religion. I'm also told that there were situations where pastors threatened their members that if you don't vote for my candidate, I will deny you Holy Communion. And you know our people are very religious. So people voted along religious lines substantially, and ethnicity also was a big problem. The president-elect needs to deal with these two issues. We need to take religion and ethnicity out of our public space. Like, you are in a general meeting in a community and somebody tells you you must pray in a Christian way or in a Muslim way, and we will not sing the national anthem. Take these things, take religion away from our people before it will ruin us. That is the conversation we need to have going further. That is what the presidential election did. Okay. I'm sure the current governor in Lagos will win. But let us connect ourselves together to say that the restructuring we need for Nigeria is that Nigeria must come first before your religion, before your state, before your east, before your north, and anything else.
All right.
Let's put Nigeria first. That's the way for us
I hear you, Mr. Joshua.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. Joshua. Let me, Alaji Mekanulawa, let me just ask you to comment on that. People continue to have this conversation about, since he brought it up, the Muslim losing ticket, Christian, Muslim, whatever. And the point has always been made about, look, guys, those things, important as they are not the most important. What is the most important is competency. Competency. That is that was what APC told us when they came up that, look, we're going against whatever the grain or convention might be. It's about looking for the best. Am I not going to penalize the best because he happens to be a Christian or a Muslim? Say, look, okay, you are actually the best, but because you're a Christian, sorry, I can't take you. Because you're a Muslim, I can't take you. But there are people who, as you just heard, think that it's very important. What would be your...
Yeah, somebody said, I think it was Lenin or whoever said, religion is the opium of
the masses.
Yes. So, you see, like he rightly said, it's most of this, some of these things are sentimental. But truly and honestly, that's why I am very happy about the candidacy and the victory of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There's a spirit about Lagos. We're not, we don't come with all that religion. Oh, he's Muslim, and we relate very well. We live within each other. You're a Christian. When it's Christmas, we all celebrate it. When it is Salah, we all celebrate. All the houses that have settled in Lagos also have that spirit. So I see a precedent that would help to manage that area that has become very delicate in the history of this country. I would say we're taking Lagos to the federal level. We're bringing that spirit to everyone, really.
Okay, let me bring on Reverend Dominic. Reverend Dominic in Limosho, I know that you have an opinion on what was said from Ire Walidi.
Good morning, Chief Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in, Reverend.
Yori, I want to stay here to balance your panel this morning. I saw everyone your left hand or right hand, and one of the best men I've admired in Lagos, I've not met him one-on-one, is the former Transport Commissioner of Lagos.
Okay.
I want to see one day shake your hand, and I'll tell you the reason I will do that. And I don't know what they're saying about age. We are facing ourselves, we in 50s. Whether you can have opportunity to contest governorship in Lagos, I will vote for you. But our age is some more, attractive. Let me say this, Yori. I've said this several times. This election, to me, people throw me saying this, have been won and lost. Presidentially, we should move on. Every time Joshua talk about pastor who say he won't give communion, it hurts me. That's my immediate constituency. And you know my stand about Nigerian politics, Lagos politics. It's more than that. Let me give you a short story in 1 second.
Okay.
So in 2013, I wanted my pastor to go and baptize people in our church. We don't have swimming pool. We went to hotels in Alumosho here, I will mention, to have a swimming pool of a pastor hotel. It's a Christian brother. He gave us a bill. We couldn't pay it. My pastor went somewhere, and that man is alive today. A Muslim Yoruba hotel man. The man said, come and do baptism in this hotel. The man is alive today. A Muslim Yoruba in Lagos here in Alumosho. He said, sir, you will not come today because I made this swimming pool. I'm going to clean for you, so tomorrow you come and do your baptism. When my pastor came and told me that story, I knew there's no tribalism in Nigeria. It is politics that destroy us. This is a Muslim hotel man, his swimming pool, this is a Yoruba man, a Igbo man. Now what I'm trying to say is this. There's no tribalism in Nigeria or Lagos politics. It is politicians. The young man that contesting in Labour, I may not even pronounce his name well. When they begin to say the mother is from Igbo, does it make any sense in the 20th century? Every one of us in Lagos here has left one way or the other. I let my second date married a Ishekiri woman, and then my father to hear it. So what I'm trying to say, we are one in the same world. There's no tribalism. Let me say this again for caution. You know what my emotion is? I'm going to vote on Saturday. Do you know why? Before, I don't vote on governorship in Lagos. I take it for free that APC will win. They have good governance. But, sir, former Commissioner of Transport, we should take it for granted. There's a protest vote against APC in Lagos. There's a protest vote against the governor of Lagos. NSAS, Okadaban, Toll Gate. There's a protest vote. We should take for. And this election have broken every record. Every record. The young ones are angry. I'm going to vote on Saturday. I'm going to tell you who I vote. For this protest vote, I'm going to put my finger somewhere. Everybody that loves Lagos should do that and not take things for granted. Because these young boys and young girls are angry.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much, Reverend Dominic, for calling in. I want to come back to some of the issues he raised as we do, but we'll go on a break first. Please stay with us. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll continue taking your calls as well.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time?
BBC News. First, with breaking news.
Okay, welcome back. And well, this is that kind of a conversation. We're talking about the election coming up on Saturday. As it happens, we're talking, about Lagos, southwest of the country. There are also going to be governorship and houses of assembly elections all over. Well, not all over, but in most states of the country. And well, we were just before we went on break there. Reverend Dominic, he put out the idea that he doesn't really think that there's any real issue of ethnicity if the politicians would have left well alone. So what he is saying is that it's the politicians mostly that are bringing this up. But of course I've said that, but there's also the whole matter that you've touched upon, performance. Lagos will be looking. Traditionally, they will look for performance and will reward it. So in that context, Governor Sanwo-Olu of Lagos is probably, well, give me your assessment. I would think he's sitting
Let me put it this way. Reverend was not out of order. It was right. And what we have been able to do with the June 12th election was an attempt to minimize religion and ethnicity. But that opportunity was thrown away, but not lost. It was the same kind of reenactment. And what this opportunity has given us is for us to start thinking out of that mentality, that primordial sentiment, and start thinking that if somebody can have that spread in 30 states, 25%, and he went through the religious backlash, he didn't destroy him, he went through the ethnic backlash, he survived it, then what then matters is there must be something behind it. Competence, performance, pedigree. That brings us to Lagos. Now, that is why I said historically.
Before you launch, let me quickly take Collins, who has come on the line from Ijesha. So you notice you've taken care of the first 2 or 3 paragraphs.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Collins in Ijesha.
Yeah, good morning, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you very much for calling in. We're doing good. Hope you are too.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're doing a good job. Concerning this issue on this election incoming, I want to let us know that Lagos is actually a place for everyone in Nigeria. And secondly, we must understand that Lagos has a very positive influence to Nigerians as a whole. But what makes me feel bad most times is the issue of people talking about religion in politics. Sometimes it is necessary or possible that people will leave the facts and start diverting to things that does not worth it to discuss about. Now, if you talk about religion in politics, we know what people are ahead of. We know what people want. We know how people want Lagos to look like. As a matter of fact, there are issues to tackle. There is a man that called last time and he was talking about religion, that they have to take away religion from Nigeria and all this and all this. Is that the solution to this present time? Definitely no. The issue is that people who the leaders are leading know the extent of them leading them. If there is a good reputation in leadership in Lagos, there is nothing that stops people from voting for people who they demand to vote for. But because of the issues on ground, because of problems here and there, because of the attitude of, if you look at the road now, you discover that the level of increment of transportation is basically on the area of the Agboros in Lagos. Are we facing those challenges? Are we telling the incoming or whosoever that will be coming to rule? Are they seeing all these things, all this abnormality in Lagos?
Okay. Mr. Collins, thank you very much. I did take you, but I think your little baby there he wants to join you in contributing, and that was distracting a bit. But we got enough from you. Thank you very much for calling in, Doctor. I'm sure you can rope all of this in because it's on the same
this
subject.
election has been won. According to Reverend, I agree with him. It has, the man that won the election is married to a Christian. The children are known to be Christians. He is a Muslim. He has picked the vice presidential candidate, who is not the typical northern, you would think. He's not Fulani, he's not Hausa, a Kanuri man.
Northeast.
And with that man, he has won the election. He won in North Central, just like June 12 election, Abiola won in North Central. He won in Southwest. And the only one Abiola won, he did not win, was South-South. But he did well. So what he has said to us is Nigerians know how to vote when they want to vote. Now, let's come to Lagos. In the case of Lagos, Lagos always go on competence, capacity, capability, and Lagosians know what they actually wanted. In this case, there are 3 or 4 candidates. There are 3 or 4 political parties. Primordial sentiment will still play in. You can't throw it away. But regardless of that primordial sentiment, APC has won 20 out of 24 House of Representative seats. By total number of votes, they are won clearly, if you use House of Reps. In the senatorial seat, APC had won, and they won all the 3 senatorial seats. I'm not talking at the presidential election level. And they have also won with wide margin. In fact, the margin with which they won is more than the extra vote that is left for all the other parties. minus the Labour, minus the PDP. In the senatorial ticket, it was the PDP, not the Labour Party, that was the main actor in the presidential. Telling you Lagosians don't vote, they are going to have. You also see diversity in the way Lagosians will vote when it comes to houses of assembly. The current House of Assembly, where where Labour Party presidential candidate won Etiosa, the two House of Assembly in that Etiosa currently are APC. And they won election, even when the last election went into a rerun. So if you go to Ojo, where you have a PDP House of Reps, and now a Labour candidate won, you will also see that the two Houses of Assembly are APC. So the way people...
How about Alimosho?
In Alimosho, the two Houses of Assembly... In fact, the last election, APC gubernatorial won Alimosho with about 63,000 votes difference. And the two Houses of Assembly are, and they're still going to be APC. Because as election comes down to the grassroots, the people at the grassroots knows what they are looking for. They take hold of it. Now, not to talk of the candidates that are in this election. You have an incumbent who has done exceptionally well. In the tradition of Omoluabi of Lagos, be it Hausa, Igbo, Kanuri, or whatever in Lagos, they will reward a performing person.
Mr. George, thank you for holding on. Good morning. Go right ahead, please.
Good morning, Uncle Yori,
good morning.
Yes,
good morning.
Uncle Yori, the new word for a protest vote is the new word for Lagos is no man's land. The truth must be told in this country. If we are not ready to accept the truth, we will not be able to accept or accommodate progress. What happened in that presidential election was ethnicity and religion. What are the Lagosians protesting against? Is it the deep sea port? Is it the electric train? The blue line is already in place. In the next 3 months, the red line will be in place, and there will be 4 other lines on the line. Is it the 4th mainland bridge? Is it the 18 general hospitals spread across Lagos that are better equipped than many private hospitals? Is it the roads? Is it the schools that we all see? Uncle Yori, I'm a CDA chairman, and my interaction with grassroots people, I don't just come on air to say what I do not know. A person, a woman who retired from Lagos State Service, she worked there for 35 years. I was talking to her about that election, and she gave me reasons why she was afraid to vote for Asiwaju because of what her pastor told her. I won't say it on air because it will be too ugly to hear. That is the same thing that many people experience. If I am to suggest, I would say that, Uncle Yori, by the time the 10th National Assembly is sworn in, we must do agenda setting for the National Assembly. That Electoral Act needs to be amended to punish any candidate that tries to preach ethnicity or religion in his campaigns.
Okay.
This must be arrested, my view.
Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. George. I got you, and there's a lot more where that came from. His umbrella statement was that protest vote has become an alternative expression for ethnic politics. That was his charge. He didn't have the time to prove it all completely, but that he feels that something happened, and that was why he went on to say that he even wishes that the National Assembly could actually formulate some kind of a legal contraption so that you can't do that. You can't, I don't know, he would have, if he had had the time, would have explained it. But what do you think of that whole idea? Because Dr. Puefa said, clearly the protest vote also kicked in. And then he's responded that what you are calling protest vote, is semantics for an ethnic pool, which he feels can be dangerous.
Well, I agree that that can be very dangerous for us.
Because people have the impression that you want to come and change our environment.
Yes.
However right or wrong that statement is, that look, why, and so people, it's a very emotional subject.
That's why I would want to, that's one of the reasons why we in the Arewa community are looking at voting at Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. You see, I keep talking about the spirit of Lagos. And when I talk about the spirit of Lagos, what I mean is that as Lagosians, we're not people that, look, I went to secondary school in Lagos. I schooled with people that
Which school?
Federal Government College, Ijaniki.
Okay.
I went to people that were Hausas. I did not know they were, I did not know the difference.
Really?
You understand what I mean?
Really.
And it's something about Lagos. You grow up,
Lagos has always been very much like the way he's describing it.
Yes.
So what has happened now, there's, I don't even know how to say it. Because certain political, please.
Certain political parties have tried to move us to that, we don't tread on ethnicity, religion. We don't do that. You understand what I mean? And I want to believe that, not like I believe, I know that Sanwo-Olu would continue with that spirit of Lagos. I keep talking about that spirit. That one is a cosmopolitan town. It's open to everyone.
Until politicians grab hold of it is a charge. It's another allegation that has been made. But let me bring in Mr. Deni from Ikosi in Lagos.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Please go ahead.
Okay. I want to appreciate you for this great job you are doing. Okay.
You're very kind, sir. Thank you.
I think many of us are missing the point because of the election period that we have now. I, for example, I am in Lagos and I'm married an Igbo woman. So in my house, tribalism, ethnicity is not even the topic of discussion. Okay? I think what we should be focusing on now is about...
And by the way, sorry, Mr. Deni, as you know, you're not in the minority. What you've just said, that you are married to an Igbo, it's pretty commonplace. It's very commonplace. I just wanted to add that in.
Okay, no problem. I'm just thinking, I'm doing somewhere that what we should focus on is about good governance. Okay? This is not time about tribes or religion, and we are missing the point. What we are seeing in Lagos now is what the Lagos has been building for over 2 decades. Now, it happens that we have someone that is from Lagos that is going to federal house. I mean, we all agree that there's a lot of opportunity that is going to come to this Lagos. We can't lose focus right now and talking about ethnicity or religion. Yes, can we do better than this in Lagos? Yes. But is there room for improvement? Yes, there's room for improvement. Let's just vote for continuity. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deni. So the point I was making, in case Mr. Deni didn't understand, I was being positive about it, that this whole matter about him saying that you can hear me, my name, I'm a Yoruba man, but I happen to be married to an Igbo person. And so in my house, we doesn't, as a friend of mine likes to say, we doesn't know the difference. We doesn't know the difference. Yeah. It's one. And now, and I'm sure you guys can testify to that it's not an isolated situation. We have intermarried a lot. There are the same thing. You intermarried with houses and all of that.
Sorry if I'm reporting here. I think Mr. Deni actually hit the nail and took us back to course. This election on Saturday is about Lagos and the people of Lagos, the governance in Lagos, and the government in Lagos. And Lagosians will look at the incumbent. What has he done? Education, pass mark. Health, pass mark. Transportation, excellent. All areas, check. Excellent. Then Lagosians will come down. Who are the people aspiring for a change? We have one, an architect, MIT, What else do we know? Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Gamble, no gamble. We have one, a media personality. What has he done? Media. What else? Nothing else. We have the two candidates, the two major, we have the incumbent and two other candidates. The two of them used to be PDP. In fact, one was supposed to be deputy or vice to the other.
Okay.
One has contested in PDP in 2019. This same one left PDP few months to this general election.
Okay.
And so, Lagosians...
You're talking about the Labour Party candidate?
Yeah, the Labour candidate was senatorial candidate in Lagos West.
Yes.
He lost by 80,000 votes.
Mm-hmm.
The PDP candidate used to be part and parcel of the Lagos State system in 2011 to 2007 to 2015. He was in APC even as at the time we were doing the party primaries. Out of anger, he left. Disagreement, he left. The other Labour Party guy was supposed to be his deputy in the same election. But because he didn't pick the guy left.
And then,
so
that's
what
how
you have is people driven by anger, not by
either ideology
or proper instincts for development. Yeah. That's my view. And you have a man who started as a banker. He read survey or surveying, I don't know, from University of Lagos. He worked in the bank. He came to Lagos, worked as senior special. He was already the general manager in the bank.
Yes.
Worked as a senior special assistant, special advisor. He became commissioner for economic planning. He left there, became commissioner for staff training and pensions. And that was the time the pension system, the trade. I started with him. I was special advisor when he was commissioner. That was when we started the new phase of last month. Repositioning of last man. He was in charge of training. So this man left, he now went back to become a managing director of the largest single property development company in Lagos, in Lagos, if not in this country. And he left that to become governor. And he's having a deputy who was working in America, Pricewaterhouse, wherever. He came down to Lagos, commissioner for. So what you have in the Sanwo-Olu, in the APC ticket, is bundle of experience, bundle of people who have taken that. Look, the young man from Labour is about 40 years old. We need to ask ourselves, what happened in the last 30 years to him? Sanwo-Olu was already a senior special assistant before 40. He was a general manager in the bank before 40. If I use myself, I was already a member of the university senate at the age of 30. And so what we are talking of is we need to look at pedigree. Lagos is not that kind of property. You just
we can't just take that.
You can't take chances. And I strongly believe, Lagosians are going to throw away all primordial issues that we have discussed here. They are going to go for competence. They are going to go for continuity, and they are going to go for somebody that will continue to make Lagos what Lagos to be, and will take Lagos to the next height based on what the person has done.
I see that you want to.
You see, a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, he's one of the champions of the PDP. We normally talk and we,
I beg your pardon. I should have put Festus on. I'm so sorry. First of all, apologies to you, Festus. I forgot. Festus is in... good morning to you, sir. Festus in Ikorodu. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Congratulations to our president-elect.
Indeed.
We really congratulate him. And also, congratulations to
I sort of feel responsible that I didn't put Festus on. But Festus was I'm not being so sorry about that, Festus.
So you see, you know what he told me one time? He said, look, we were talking and he was like, look, I don't look forward to a Lagos now that will not be APC. And I was like, I asked him, I said, why? He said, look, I'm PDP. At the federal level, yes, I would want people, but the structure and the continuity in Lagos has to go on for now. So, you see, for people that are voting on Saturday, like one of the callers that called in said, we didn't say it. He started calling all the achievements of the governor. So people know this. So, you shouldn't be voting based on sentiments and
or
anger or religion. You should be voting on progress. You understand? It has to be progress. You cannot take us, how many years back by bringing somebody that is incompetent.
Well, or at least has to start trying to find out, how does it work?
How does it work?
What is going on here?
Of this? You understand what I mean?
I'm going to crack it for you.
How does it work here? Okay, now I have the office, but where are the switches? Where are the levers?
The story of the governor of Lagos, who on his first day was called from somewhere around Lagos that there is a problem. And he called the former governor to inform the former governor that they are complaining about. So the former governor, do you realize you are the governor?
Where you're supposed to hit the ground running?
What I'm saying is that I didn't mean that person was not part of the previous government. He would know how to handle those.
Exactly.
Yes. Corona came. It came very early in the administration. It came in May 29, 2019, and Corona came.
You saw the way
it was something nobody has seen in the last 100 years.
Was incident commander. We don't even have the time to go into it.
It wasn't difficult for him because he was in a staff.
Exactly.
He was in training. He was in pension. He was in housing. He had worked with a former. He was in economic planning, so he knew the buttons to press.
Well.
You don't just throw somebody into governance.
Now, the former governor of Lagos
that's
also...
what you guys are saying to the
we've
rounded up already.
A former governor of Lagos
we've rounded up
somebody worked with him as a cameraman. And there is a camera... I'm not talking about you. But a former governor of Lagos said something else. So, you need testimonials of people to... Believe me,
so that's what
all we need to do, Lagos, on Saturday,
look at the candidates properly. And then make your choice.
Any need to look at it. Just look at governor.
Dr. Kayode Okwefa, former Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation. Thank you very much and for coming on. It's been a long, long while. Please don't be a stranger. Come around more often. And Alhaji Mohammed Mekano Lawal, DG Arewa Support Movement. Thank you very much as well. Gentlemen, thank you very much. So that's our program today. Please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.
It is time for us to leave this place.
One of your earrings is missing.
No one will find it.
I'm not willing to take that chance.
I have a big plan, man.
What do you want?
I want a senior position at the bank.
If anything happens to me, go through the content of this envelope and check every single thing.
It's done. No one will ever find out the truth.